Are you ready to make the switch? Welcome back, everybody. It's Levi McPherson, author of The Switch Point Strategy, a simple approach to changing your process so that you can change your outcome. Now, what we're doing today is just a continuation of the conversation on building your own wealth economy. Last time we talked a little bit about the difference between control and influence, and how really the only difference is probability of outcomes. And that if you really want to create leverage, you need to focus on things that have a higher probability rather than things that have a lower probability. We talked a little bit about how you need to reinvest back into your assets or your currencies, and then also how you need to get your investments out there in your own economy or your own market space. Now today I want to talk a little bit more about creating processes. So before jumping into a process, it needs to be understood that in a wealth economy, the most valuable capital investment that you have out there, the most valuable thing that you can focus on is relationships. I know that sounds like a soft topic, but it is a reality. Business deals happen because of relationships. Transactions happen because of relationships. So if you're going to be creating a process that has a whole bunch of control points along it, and you're trying to find the one that's going to give you a switch and give you a point of leverage where things are going to change, look at human behavior and relationships. So it's not just relationships between human to human, it's also relationships human to technology or the way we relate with anything, the way we relate with a brand or a product. And so as far as creating a wealth economy, it has to always come back to behavior. Look at the behavior. Let's just say you're trying to get a product out into the marketplace, or maybe you're already in business and you're already selling that. Follow the process of behavior, the consumption model. So for example, I love to, a lot of you have heard me tell this before, but I love to highlight Apple's story. They were 4 years late to the MP3 market when they came out with the iPod. And a lot of people thought, yeah, they're coming out with an iPod, they're going to compete with other MP3 players, and so the best way to do that is come up with a sexier MP3 player. Maybe that's more features, maybe that's a sleeker design, which they did have a sleek design, but that's not what made Apple take off. What made Apple take off is they looked at their own economy. They looked at the consumers of music and said, all right, what is that consumption process? Can we make a change in the way people behave in relationship to music? Yes, we can. We'll come up with a new market. We'll call it the iTunes market. Believe it or not, by changing that consumption model, where it used to be that you had to buy a cassette or a CD that was basically had one hit song and a whole bunch of good songs, but not as good as the hit song. People had to pay more money for that. They said, look, what people really want from a behavior standpoint is they want to buy one song. They want to buy that song, they want to pay a fair market price for it. So Apple says, let's make it possible. And then not only that, let's make it possible through our MP3 player, which is an iPod, for them to take thousands of songs with them anywhere they go. They don't need a boom box or to drive in their car or anything like that. They just need this little device. So the moment that they opened the iTunes store, honestly, it was less than a year and they owned almost 2/3 of the market. It was literally overnight. So what they did is they enacted what I would call a switch point strategy. They looked at the relationships of individuals to music. They looked at the relationship that they had to technology, and they said, all right, what is the process, and is there something we can alter? And if you change your process, you'll change your outcome. And that's exactly what they did. So my challenge to you is take a look at what you're trying to accomplish in your own businesses or in your own personal life, and look at behavior. Look at the relationships and see if there's areas where you can control something and where you have high leverage. I'd like to make another video about the wealth economy, so go ahead and watch that next. And if you haven't seen the first 2 videos on the topic, go back and watch those. And until then, go out and make it happen, and we'll see you on the other side.